welcome to ID Creatures. So today we're gonna learn how to do these cast shadows. I'm gonna teach you the simplest way to do this, which is to just imagine that there's a light source that's infinitely away from your shapes. So it's not something that really happens, but it's something that it's fast and you can learn it really quickly and it makes your sketch look good. So I think everybody wins with this type of shadows. So I'm gonna explain how, I'm gonna do a step-by-step demonstration of how you do this for the cube, and the rest of them are the same, but this is, I guess, the more complex one because you have more dots to connect. And after you know how to do this one, you can just come back to this sketch and realize how the rest work the same way, okay? So I'm going to start by basically just drawing a cube, which I'm doing a lot because, you know, these are really basic tutorials. So let's see. Again, I'm going to use 3-point perspective just because it's a lot nicer, I guess, than 2-point perspective, at least from my point of view. So let's see, it's going that way and this would be going this way. Okay, so I have something that looks like a cube, sort of. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring another color and start with the lines. So you need to know two things. You're going to do lines that are horizontal and you're going to do lines that come from your made up light source, okay? So I'm going to do one horizontal line here, one horizontal line there, and one horizontal line over here. Okay, so you have 3 horizontal lines, and now you're going to make 3 lines that come from your light source and just come and go there and come and go all the way over here, and this one comes and goes over here. Okay, so they're here, they are parallel to one another, okay? They don't go to a certain perspective, they're just parallel. And what we are going to do now is we're going to mark 3 dots right there. That's where they meet. So that is where I'm going to just go ahead and make this really dark. And that right there is your shadow. So to make things look nicer, I'm going to come with the Sharpie and just make this clear. Okay. Okay. So I think it's really simple. And I'm going to come back and do a little bit of shading here, just so it looks nicer. Okay. So I don't know what else to say about this because it's really simple. You have 3 lines that go from this place, and this place that are horizontal. Okay, and you have 3 lines that go through here, and through here, which, you know, when they come together, they make the edges of your shadow. Okay, so this side should be darker. Okay, but we're not talking about shadows here. I mean, we're not talking about shading, excuse me. And when we talk about this, I'm going to explain, you know, the shading of the cube itself. But right now, I'm just explaining the cast shadow here. Okay. So since it was a really short explanation, I'm going to do the cylinder. I'm going to take this one out because it's going to bother me. So if you have a cylinder, I'm going to just do a vertical line here, and another here, and another one here. And you have the ellipse there, and another ellipse here. If you have this cylinder, and you want to, there we go, it's a little bit better. And we want to make, let's say in this one, the shadow was coming, I mean the light was coming sort of from this place, from the left. So I'm going to do one where the light is coming from this place and it's making the shadow project on the back, so behind it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make I'm going to change pens here, and I'm going to do lines going in that direction, because this is what's going to mark the or guide the direction of the shadow here. So I know it's going in that direction, but I don't know where or how far it's going to get. So I'm going to draw 2 more lines that are, again, parallel to each other. Here, this distance and this distance should be the same. Okay, so I'm going to mark those 2 dots, and that's what tells me where the shadow is going to end up. So I'm going to do a little darker lines there, and I'm just going to not make it straight, because you know this line right here is not straight, so I'm just going to estimate here how that should look. Okay, so again, Sharpie. Okay, so we have our cylinder there, and we have our cast shadow. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, again, come in and do this. This probably doesn't look so good because it's big, and whenever you draw stuff that's really big, it just, you know, takes it a little bit. Not, I mean, it's the same sketch that you would do smaller, but I guess when you draw smaller things, it just, you know, it makes it look nicer. So if you draw the same thing, I guess I like the way it looks when it's smaller, because it's, you know, it's like a little doodle there. But you can practice by just sketching a bunch of these with the shadow coming in different directions, and it looks very cool when you do that, because you know you have the same object with different lighting, and that gives you different shading inside the object, which for now it doesn't really make a difference because we're drawing a cylinder here. But once you have stuff that's more, you know, just visually interesting, then you're gonna have more interesting shading to do. So it's really gonna make a difference where the light comes from to see, you know, certain details and stuff like that. So for now, I think you should practice doing the shadows going in different directions, and then once you have a more complex object, you can just pick whatever direction you want to just make something pop out of the page.